got to be real. Be real. Be real.
Good. Okay, so let's talk about Miguel Cotto versus Sergio Martinez. This is not my pre-fight. I'm going to do a pre-fight video, but I just want to talk a little bit about Miguel Cotto first, because this is a big fight in my opinion. It's a huge fight. I'm really excited for this fight. It's just the perfect fight. The thing I wanted to ask is, do you guys think that Miguel Cotto has ever been good enough to beat Sergio Martinez? Because, and I know that question sounds a bit silly, but if you think about it, right? If you put Cotto at his best when he was in his prime, when was that, man? It was back in the day when he was fighting Malignaggi, maybe a little bit after that, I don't know, but you know, has he ever been that fighter that's been that good? You know, this is my question. Would you ever say that, you know, that this guy is going to go up to 160 pounds and beat a 160 pound kingpin? So I don't know, man. Maybe I'm getting a little bit carried away with this, because the thing is, I think if you take out his knockout win against in his last fight, was it I think it's Rodriguez. Yeah, his last fight. I think that's his name. And against that guy who was a good upcoming prospect, he was a good fighter. But I mean, if you take that win out, which was a questionable win because that guy didn't really have much experience, you clearly see he was outpowered. And on top of that, it was 154 pounds. So I mean, fighting out 160 and moving up in weight and fighting the big dog, which is Sergio Martinez, is that a little bit of too much of a step up for Miguel Cotto? I mean, he's still an elite fighter and all, but this is the same guy who couldn't beat Mayweather Jr., do you know what I mean? So, he's a good fighter. He put up a really good fight against Mayweather, don't get me wrong, but I know it's Mayweather who we're talking about. But is he good enough to beat Sergio Martinez? Because here's my thing, like, he's never been at that weight before. You know, can he fight at that weight? Is he trying to? He's trying to obviously do something that's not been done. And I mean, Sergio Martinez, right? This guy, even if he comes in at 70%, can Cotto beat him? And that's if Cotto comes in at 100%. Now, this brings me on to my next point. Miguel Cotto, he's looking very, very sharp in training. I personally feel he's looking sharp. I personally think that this is going to be one of the best Miguel Cottos you're going to ever see. I think he's going to be young, hungry, power, combinations. See, the thing what people are looking at is Cotto is under Freddie Roach right now, and they're trying to sell that Cotto's under Freddie Roach, and you know, Freddie Roach is going to bring, which I believe that Freddie Roach will bring the best out of Cotto, because we know Cotto's got a decent chin. He hasn't got really a bad chin when he's hydrated. And Sergio Martinez doesn't have the best of chins at 160, but he's going to be being punched by a 254 pounder. I mean, Cotto, he hasn't had a strength and conditioning coach to bump him up to 160, so that to me makes me question, like, has he moved himself up in the weight correctly? But I mean, he's looking tremendous in training. He's looking real good. A lot of people are going with Martinez simply because of like the logistics of it. Do you know what I mean? The 2 + 2 = 4 of it. I mean, you think about it. Martinez is the kingpin of 160. Cotto isn't even a kingpin of 154. Do you get me? Can he go and beat Canelo Alvarez? Can he beat Austin Trout, Lara? Do you see where I'm going with this? And if you put in Lara with Martinez, you know, that's a good fight right there. That is a real good fight. Maybe Lara will take it, I don't know, but you know, that's still a good fight. You know, you couldn't write off Sergio Martinez, and I think people are being bought in through the hype, and I've been slightly bought in the hype of Miguel Cotto, of how he's looked under Freddie Roach, and I don't know, man. I just don't think though that this Miguel Cotto or any Miguel Cotto, because I mean, is this Miguel Cotto that we're gonna see against Sergio Martinez going to be the best Cotto we've ever seen at this age? Who's lost to Austin Trout? You know, Austin Trout isn't the best fighter in the world. He's not the best fighter at 154. The best fighter at 154 is Lara and Canelo. They're the kingpins of 154 pounds, I think, right now. So, you know, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Cotto lost to Mayweather Jr. So, and if he were to go in against Canelo, I believe he would lose against Canelo. Now, I like Cotto and I want Cotto to win, and I'm kind of getting fooled myself that he's a little bit more than that I'm thinking to myself is a bit more than what he really is. So, you know, my question is, could the best Cotto ever beat Sergio Martinez? And I hope you guys are looking forward to my pre-fight, which I'm going to do. You know, my pre-fights on big fights, I always like to do them with a decent production, mixing a bit of bits and bobs into a few instrumentals and things, and, you know, make it a little bit, make the atmosphere of my video a little bit nice. And do you know what I mean? I like to do a good pre-fight, but this isn't a pre-fight. It's just a question arising here. Do you guys really think that Cotto, right, at his best can beat Martinez? That's the question. Let me know what you think. In a bit, guys.